What up, nerds? My name is Leslie Smith. Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. On this channel, I like to talk about all sorts of bookish related things and the many different genres that I read in. Science fiction, fantasy, horror, manga, comics, classics, literary fiction, a dash of mystery, a little bit of nonfiction. I haven't done really well in the nonfiction area lately. I'm gonna work on that. But today, guys, I am going to do the Under the Influence of BookTube tag. I wasn't tagged by anybody to do this. I just saw it months ago over on Jashana's channel, which I'll have Jashana's video linked below, along with the original creator of Book Olive. Both of their versions of this tag will be down in the description box down below for you guys to check out. When Jashana did it, I just thought it was really interesting. It's different. It just allows me to talk about where I get my recommendations for and share them with you as far as BookTube and reading and such. So let's get into it. Question number 1. What's a fantastic book you read off the recommendation of another BookTuber? And oppositely, what's a book you were talked out of reading because of a BookTuber's review? Alright, so starting with fantastic books that I've read off a recommendation of another BookTuber. There is one BookTuber that comes to mind that has never let me down. In fact, whenever she gushes about a book, I instantly add it to my TBR and move it to the top. That's Angela from Literature Science Alliance. She first got me with The Sword of Kaigan, followed up with The Mask of Mirrors, and then the Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. All of these have been 5-star reviews, favorite reads, and then it turned into me wanting to read everything by all of these authors. Guys, I'm going to have Angela's channel linked below. If you are not watching her, I really recommend that you should. And then on the opposite side of that spectrum, a book I didn't read because of a review. The only book I could think of for that is Dead Inside by Chandler Morrison. And not just one of my friends didn't like it. All of my friends who read horror did not like this book. And while their reviews didn't go into graphic detail as to why, enough information was given to me that I knew not to waste my time, money, and energy on this book. It sounds to me like this author wrote it just for shock value and getting attention, and he definitely got that. Question number 2. Has BookTube opened your mind to or changed your mind about any genres? Absolutely. If it weren't for Brad Proctor, I wouldn't be reading horror right now. If it weren't for the Codex Cantina and Christy Lewis, I wouldn't be reading classics, literary fiction, and nonfiction. Just, it wouldn't happen. I discovered their channel when I started BookTube or were introduced to them through other channels, and I liked them as people. Something about them as a person and their video, their content, it just really entertained me or engaged me that I watched them. Not because I read any of the books that they did, but because I liked them as people. And then over time, being exposed to what they were reading and listening to their thoughts, obviously they started reading things and talking about things that sparked my interest and got me involved. And then once I got involved in reading these genres, I discovered, hey, I like this stuff. And now I read horror like crazy. I would say horror has risen above the ranks over science fiction. I would say fantasy and horror are my top 2 favorite genres, and there is no way I would ever stop reading classics and literary fiction at this point. I am having the best time reading and discovering these authors who influenced and inspired our writers of today. Guys, I highly recommend it. Just do it. Try finding some booktubers that you like because of the person and other genres, and just see if they read something and talk to you about it and get you excited to try it. That's what I hope that I do for you guys. And question number 3. How much time did you spend on YouTube before BookTube, and how much time do you spend on it now? I have always been a big YouTube watcher. I watch it to research stuff before I buy it and try it out. Beauty channels all the time for reviewing makeup and hair products because y'all, curls, they're something else. And then just the search for the right cocktail of products that makes your hair look good all the time is never ending. It's never ending. And then when I finally got one worked out for living in Mississippi, we moved to Florida with all the humidity, and The search is back on. So I would definitely say I spent about 5 to 8 hours a week on YouTube prior to BookTube. After BookTube, I would definitely say I spent about 15 to 20 hours a week, if not more. So, but I don't just sit and watch, I listen. You know, I will put in my AirPods and be cooking or cleaning, walking the dog, and then I'll be listening to weekly updates and book reviews while I do that. Question number 4. How many books did you read per month or per year before BookTube, and how many do you read now? Now this question is a little different for me than probably most of my co-workers on BookTube, in that I started my BookTube channel when Chris and I moved here to Florida. I didn't have a job to come here like he did, so I was here at the house all day, and then on top of that is when the pandemic really dug its claws into us and we were in lockdown. So then I really couldn't look for a job. So I poured all of my time and energy into starting my BookTube channel. Prior to BookTube, which was prior to Florida, I would read 1 to 3 books a month. Now, since we moved here and this channel, this BookTube channel is my job, I read between 8 and 12 books a month. That's also because I now am able to listen and focus on audiobooks, so that helps me get more in a month. But like I said, it's my reading changed more because of my personal life change rather than my BookTube life change, if that makes any sense. If I were still working a full-time job, I would still probably only read 1 to 3 books a month. Actually, if I still worked a full-time job, I probably would never have started this channel. I don't know how you guys with full-time jobs and families manage to eke out the time to have a channel, or I'm just really slow. I'm just really slow. I'm just really slow. Question number 5. Has BookTube affected your book buying habits? And if so, are you pleased or displeased by that? Absolutely, yes. I make better and more well-informed decisions on the books that I buy. I have discovered a number of channels whose tastes align with mine almost near perfectly. And that is in all the genres that I read in. And I know based off their reaction to a book if I'm going to love it or not. And I know I can comfortably purchase that book based on their recommendation. And there may be some they didn't like it, but the premise of the book is still so interesting to me that I'll try it. I just may try it from my library or purchase it used. So yes, BookTube has been a blessing for me as far as my book buying habits. Question number 6. Has a review by a booktuber ever retroactively made you reconsider your stance on a book? Sort of. I've never had my mind changed. If I did not like a book, somebody else's review isn't going to change that I didn't like it. They may help me understand something better. I may not have liked it because I didn't understand maybe a character's motivations or the author's theme, you know, and if I like that book, that understanding may increase that enjoyment. So it's not changed my opinion, but it might add to or cement my opinion, if that makes sense. Question number 7. Are there any videos you've been inspired to make after seeing another booktuber's videos? I mean, I guess you could say this one, because like I said, it's a tag. I wasn't tagged in it, but I saw Jashana do it and I really loved it. And I thought, hey, that's interesting and fun. I want to do that. But I interrupted myself. Have you ever felt inspired by another booktuber's style, their video style, their book organizational style, their personal style, anything like that? Yes. As far as editing, I love the way the Codex Cantina have their videos edited. I've learned a lot from them. I have copied a lot of things from the way they do their videos. So yes, I have totally ripped off as many editing tips and tricks from the Codex Cantina as I can. I have also changed my bookshelves organization based off many different booktubers. It's something that continually changes. My bookshelves change a lot. You guys may not notice because like the background's kind of fuzzy and out of focus, but I change them around quite often. I'm in the midst of doing it yet again, but for the longest time I had them arranged similar to Jessie May. Jessie used to have all of her books upright that she had read, and they were laid flat if she hadn't read them, so she could easily see books on her shelves that she hadn't read that she would want to pick up. But I've changed that because I made a huge pile of my physical unread TBR books, and I've got them arranged by genre, and I'm trying to figure out maybe a fun way of getting those books read. If you guys want to see a video on my massive unread physical TBR, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe I'll do that. It's big. Question number 8. What are some pressures you feel on your reading life because of your channel? I don't feel any pressure because of my channel. This is something I really enjoy doing. The only pressure that I feel at this point is I want to read all of the books. All of the books. I want to read them all. And I guess you could say my physical TBR makes me feel pressured. It's so big. That's what she said. Now, when I first started my channel, I had a lot of pressure I put on myself because I had this vision, I had these goals, and I wanted to reach all of them. And there was such a huge learning curve as far as just getting my routine, getting my schedule, and I have that worked out now. I feel very relaxed. I enjoy it, but I literally have a weekly schedule where I schedule this amount of time to do this particular part of the process, and then it just works out that I do a little bit each day, Monday through Friday, and treat it like it's a job, but it's a job that I love, and I'm so extremely fortunate to be able to have this opportunity. So thank you for that opportunity from my wonderful husband. And question number 9. In what way, if any, do you feel the social element of the community has impacted your reading? Do you think about books differently since joining? Yes, but it's not so much for the community of it. Well, I guess kind of it is, because my subscribers are my community that are kind of like tailor-made around me and the books that I read. And I just try my best to pay close attention to what I'm reading. I am still reading for enjoyment. I don't want to get heavily into analysis. I want to enjoy what I'm reading, but I want to make sure I pay attention and I am present enough to be able to articulate to you guys about the books that I'm reading. What did I like? What did I not like? Why did I like those things? Why did I not like those things? Because from my own personal experience, even if somebody doesn't like a book that they read, what they may not like about it might be what I will love about it. I have gotten so many books because of someone else reviewing it, and they say they didn't like it. It was what they called a negative review or a rant review, but it'd be right up my alley, and I would get them, and then I would love them. So it's just really kind of funny how that works, but it's very important to me that I do my job and just telling you guys what I like and didn't like and why, so that you can make a really good informed decision about, should I try this book? And if I try it, am I confident enough to buy it, or should I get it from my library? That's the goal. Question number 10. What influence do you hope your own channel will have on the BookTube community and or aspiring booktubers? My goal is to inspire and encourage reading. I hope I'm able to convey my passion and my love for reading. I hope I'm able to inspire people to step outside their favorite genre and try other genres and just experience the joy of how sometimes those genres cross and mix, or sometimes how you may find that your favorite author was inspired by a different author in a different genre, and they may tie into one another or have nods to one another. I just hope that I'm able to keep you guys wanting to read. I don't care how much you read. I'm not trying to get you to read more. I just want you to keep reading. I want you to love what you're reading, and I want to help you find good books that will keep you reading. That is the end of the Under the Influence of BookTube tag that I saw over on Jashana's channel. I am going to have her version of the tag linked below. Don't forget to give that a watch. I hope you enjoyed this. It was fun. It allowed me to talk about what influences me, where I get some of my reading recommendations from, and I trust as far as reviewers. I got to share a little bit about me and goals that I have for the channel and our community, the Nerdy Narrative community that we're all growing together. I hope you enjoyed it. I really did. It was something different than just questions and prompts and holding up a book. Like, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love those tags. They're so much fun. It gives me a chance to talk about my favorite books over and over, which I will never get tired of doing. But let me know in the comments down below. Did you enjoy this tag? Did you enjoy getting to hear a little bit more about what I think about the BookTube community and how I've been influenced by it? Let me know, guys. You all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.